Tara Bentley, and I'm the Executive Director for the Indiana Association of Home Educators, otherwise known as the IAHE.
Hi, I'm Cindy Briggs. I'm a homeschool mom and a volunteer with IAHE.
We're here bringing you this podcast to share with you a lot of great information about homeschooling here in Indiana. This will be a place to learn about homeschooling, find the support you need, all in the Hoosier State.
Each week, we're going to focus on a different topic in the homeschool world. We'll bring you special guests and information that's going to help you on your homeschool journey. So let's get started.
Hi guys, welcome back. Tara Bentley here, and today I am back with Cindy.
Hey, I know, we're together. We're together.
You know, we started off this crazy journey. This is going to be our 20th episode.
Oh my gosh.
So exciting.
We're
celebrating.
Because what did I say before we jumped on here that I said when we started? Like, we kind of started on a wing and a prayer. And like, now we're 20 episodes and one season complete.
And you know, for some people, that's not a high number. Right now, for me, that's a win. Like this, that's a win.
Huge win. I mean, yeah, amazing.
And we missed 1 week.
Mm-hmm.
We did miss 1 week, even in the midst of all the craziness, but we're glad everybody that you've hung with us in this journey. This is basically the end of season 1. We're going to take a summer break.
Yes.
Just like, you know, a normal academic.
Yeah, just a couple months.
But a couple months, take a break. And so if you missed some episodes, make sure you take a listen. We're still struggling with Apple Podcasts, but hopefully
we're getting there.
I mean, I'm an Apple girl. I'm an Apple girl, so it hurts me that we're not there.
I know. I am too. And I'm like, but we're getting there. And next season, you know, we keep telling you all, hey, if you're watching us, and like this whole season, you weren't able to watch us because we just had not gotten to that. But next season, our goal is that you can watch us also.
That's true. And then I might clean up my office a little bit more. I'd be motivated. Right?
Then we really have to be like dressed and put together every time we talk.
Yeah, that's true. But okay, so we will get that done. We're so excited you guys have joined us. We're just going to celebrate a little bit of what we've accomplished and a couple of milestones. So today is just about celebrating the wins. So we encourage you as homeschool moms. We know that sometimes, even for you, like you need little wins along the way. So we want to encourage you to do that. And you don't always have to finish the curriculum. That's just a wild hair. I'm just going to throw that out there. You don't always have to finish the curriculum. They don't do that in public school. You don't have to do that at home. So celebrate what you are doing well with some consistency and keep moving forward.
And no one's coming to check on you to say, did you finish that whole book? Did you finish? I mean, like, they're just not. I am the same way. I'm so anal, and I like, you know, well, you know me, but I like checking things off, and I like knowing that it's complete. And so it's even hard for me. And we were laughing about it the other day because talking about kind of the next year that we start. And I'm like, do we finish what we have? Do we try something else? I mean, it was just very like, because we made it a little over halfway, I think. I don't know.
You know, and any journey is a series of baby steps. And so one of the things that we're doing as we wrap up this week, wrapping up season 1 of the podcast, we're also kind of wrapping up. We've been celebrating for a little over a year now.
Yes.
Because it's a big milestone for our organization. IAHE turned 40 last June. And so we always celebrate our birthday. And, you know, when it's your organization, we do tend to flip-flop between whether it's our birthday or our anniversary. So we just like to celebrate. So
we like parties.
We like parties. So we've been celebrating this milestone for quite some time. We started a little bit early last year and we've kept it going. And so it has been really, really sweet. We talked about this at the beginning of our podcast this season, but just to celebrate the people who have sacrificed and dedicated themselves to Indiana homeschoolers. Right. And so, you know, we had our banquet at the end of June last year.
Do you remember that was my first like big event as a volunteer that I came to? I don't know if you remember that. I think you and I actually met there.
That is true. And so there's our other milestone.
I know.
Cindy has accomplished 1 year of being here as a volunteer with our
I
organization.
know, right? But yeah, it's funny when I think back to that. I'm like, I kind of like I started a little bit before that, but then like that was the first big event. And I was so excited because we had Heidi there. Heidi St. John was speaking, and I
Yeah.
was so excited to get to meet her. So yeah, like that's been a year. It's been a
So
year.
what have you learned about homeschooling, homeschool organizations, state organizations? You got to join us at a national conference as well
Yeah.
last September. So, coming from, just being a homeschool mom, minding your own business, right? Doing
Right?
your thing, and then coming in and kind of experiencing what we do as an organization.
It has
What's been a
been.
surprise for you?
Oh, I mean, just honestly, and I mean, this sounds so like trite that everybody said, but the fact that it takes a village, I mean, like literally a village of support and people. And you just assume, I think, like, when you're homeschooling and you're not involved, you just kind of assume these things are just taking place. Like somebody obviously is taking care of the legislation side of things, but it's not me, but it seems to be fine. But there is a team of people who are just dedicated to that. And team of people in the state that, and I think the love of everybody in this organization for homeschoolers is beyond what you can imagine. No one is doing this to get rich. Remember, we're all volunteer, most of us, we have one half-time person. Everybody's volunteers, and we do
Right.
it because we love it. And we do it. And I mean, just that love and that absolute passion for homeschooling and supporting people has been, I think, so amazing to me because in a lot of organizations you get into, I mean, there's still that, like, I don't know, you know what I mean, like the climbing, trying to climb ladders or trying to kind of be important or whatever that might look like. And this is truly all selfless. It is just a group of people that are out there working all the time to make homeschooling better in Indiana. And I love that. It makes me still tear up because it's so much more than I ever imagined.
Well, and I love hearing it from your perspective, from your eyes. I've been blessed to be a part of the organization since 2012, I think was when I came in. Been on the board for a large part of that time.
Yeah.
But just it's been my privilege. It's my privilege to serve with some of the most amazing people, servant-hearted
Mm,
people that just continue to give. And one
yeah.
of the goals for me as the executive director, when people, want to come into the organization, there's a lot of leadership books that'll talk to you about, okay, well, you make an org chart and you put a blank and then you find the
Hmm.
person for that blank. But you know what?
Right.
Um, God gives people gifts. And
Yes.
so while we certainly have a lot of blanks on our organizational chart, definitely 100%, it's amazing to me that God brings people into the organization with their gifts
Hmm.
that they get to use them for the glory of God, for
Right.
the glory of helping Indiana homeschoolers. And it is amazing. And so
And
obviously,
there is a place, I mean, it's a good plug right there, Tara, for if you are out there listening and you're thinking, well, I just don't really have anything to give. Like I don't have any special skills or I didn't do school for this or that. We have a place for you. Like, I mean, literally, there is a place for you in so many of these volunteer roles. And even when you think, well, I don't know that I have the time, we can adjust time to fit you. I mean, like if
right,
you
right,
decide you want to do something and you have 2 hours a week, okay, there's a job somewhere that would be 2 hours a week.
right.
Yeah, just that opportunity to come be a part of something because obviously you already believe in it. If you are a homeschool parent, you already believe in this cause. So yeah, like to get to be a part of it. And then you mentioned the national level to see that this is not just in Indiana. And if you go back and listen to our episodes, I mean, we've gotten to talk to so many international, or I mean, our national people that we've talked to. I mean, we talked to Zan Tyler, we've talked to Shelley Dobb, we've talked, I mean, people that are at the US level
Hmm.
that we're bringing. bringing things to our people in Indiana, which is, again, amazing.
Yeah. And it is when you sit and you think about the sacrifice of the leaders who have stepped up here in our state. Maybe they've written something, they've edited something, they've helped with the website, they've helped with data, they've helped read bills, like
Yeah.
they've swept floors at the conference, they've manned a table.
Yes.
Like there's so many people here in our state, and then you multiply that for 4 decades
Yeah.
and 50 states, because so many other state organizations began in 1983, just like the
Yeah.
IHE, HSLDA as well. But just, we have the freedom that we have today and across the country, really because
Because
of
of these people.
volunteer hearts
Because
across.
of these people who have truly forged a path. I mean, that we get to be a part of, which is so cool. And I love that you said that because, you as executive director, I mean, your face, your voice, you're out there. I've gotten the opportunity this year to be kind of like a face on the podcast and then like writing articles, things like that. But there are so many, and I love the phrase, the unsung heroes. I mean, we
Right.
have so many unsung heroes that do so much. I mean, so much. And you may not hear their names, see their faces, but they are behind the scenes working their tails off.
Absolutely. And I'm grateful for each and every one of them.
Oh, yeah, I'm just like, again, in amazement. And it's been fun because on this podcast, while we have talked to national leaders and our state leaders, we've also talked to people who are just in it. Like, I mean, in the trenches, starting the support groups, starting the co-op type thing. I mean, just people that are doing the day-to-day homeschooling, which has been
Right.
fun. I've
Yeah.
loved I've loved talking. I mean, I've loved talking to every single guest we've had. Like, I get off, I'm like, well, that was my favorite. Well, that was my favorite. And so it's just been an easy thing to do.
Well, that's great. And, I feel like we've gotten a lot of great conversations and hopefully a lot of great information. We've interviewed some of the people from our team. So I'm so grateful for
Yes.
people on our team who have stepped up to the mic with us. Um,
Yeah.
Amy Sager and Kylene
Oh,
Varner and Kelly Cox, Courtney Nayland, um, Stacy Morgan. Like
yes.
these are
Oh.
people on our team that it's our privilege that we got to give them a little bit of,
Mhm.
time to share about what they do. These are amazing, gifted people, and they're here to help.
Right. And have used their gifts, like you said. I mean, as you say every one of those names, I mean, now they're friends, but now as you say their names, it's like, yeah, that's our communication guru. That's our legislative guru. That's our special needs guru. I mean, it's just like these are just, amazing, amazing leaders in our state. And we want to continue. I mean, and that's the thing that even while we're taking a break, I mean, if you're binge listening over the summer and you're like catching up on all of our things, we do have a way for you to communicate with us. And we would love to hear, like, hey, if you just go, oh my gosh, I love that episode, or, I really need more of this because we want to provide that for you. So if you're like, hey, I really want more legislative talk or more, what do I do in a special needs situation? Talk to us. Go to our website and click that button and leave us a message. And we love to hear from people. We love to know what you're looking for. Because we'll take your direction. We'll go that way.
Yeah, and you know who else I want to hear from? I want to hear from alumni. Is there someone that
Yeah.
you know that is a homeschool graduate who has gone on to do great things? Like we'd
Yes.
love to share the spotlight with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, just let us
Yeah.
know if there's someone we should interview. Like nominate.
Right. Or yeah, I mean, even things that people are like, oh, I think one of my favorites was when I interviewed our interns, like a previous
Yes.
our intern. Oh my gosh, because I did. I mean, I hung up with that interview, looked at Jackson, who everybody knows because he's always on here, but and I said, that's why we're doing what we do. Like that, like what they've ended up being and the people they are. I'm like, that is mommy's reason for being in this every day.
Yeah.
So it was so cool. So even like if there's just cool student stories that we need to share, let's do it. Like let's give it a platform.
Absolutely. If you're, and maybe like Jackson, maybe you have a homeschool student who's doing something really special that they want to talk about. That would be
Yeah.
fun.
Oh, yeah, we do. We need to have a couple of those because I mean, he was a hoot. Like he was so funny. And like he hears us doing this all the time and he's sometimes has been involved. But when I sat down and we were talking about our tea time and our etiquette and all this stuff, I mean, he was just so funny. He gets off, was that okay? Should we re-record? I'm like, nope, we do it one time. One
Yeah, we do it one time.
we're
Well,
real
20
here.
episodes, I made one edit.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think you
I
did.
made
Like there
one
was
edit.
one thing, and it was something sound wise or something, or it was some
Yeah.
clip thing that we didn't get quite right. But other than
We
that, it's a one take.
we are too busy. We're too busy doing the things.
So it's
So
like we're not. I think the first one, remember back in February when we started this, and our first like our intro for the podcast, we got to about the third recording of it and just we're laughing. And remember, we were like, okay, we're just with the next one is it. Like we're just going with it because we're like, we cannot overthink it this much.
right.
So there's
Well,
been some behind the scenes funniness, but yeah.
yeah. And I do want to give a quick update. So
Yes.
one of those, we did an episode a little bit ago with Kylie Varner talking about
Mhm.
diplomas and some diploma discrimination. So, I'm really excited to say that we've seen some progress there. We had specifically pointed out a cosmetology school that was not very welcoming to homeschoolers. It's very rare. It's very rare that these things happen. Trust me, Harvard wants your homeschooled child. The
Yeah.
military wants your homeschooled child. Colleges want your homeschooled child. And yet,
We
occasionally
had one little, yeah.
you run into something very odd.
Mhm.
So we'd love any opportunity to shine the light on the work that Kylene does there with that. So thank you. Big shout out to
Oh,
Kylene.
shout out. Because like I said, if you are just on the sidelines, you just think these things are just taking, they're taken care of. But the problem is people have to care to take care of them because we don't want, I mean, now I can speak to our Indiana family here. There are a lot of states that we don't want to become. We don't want to go down that road. And there are states that I have friends in that homeschooling is, I mean, it's difficult. And we want to keep our freedom. We want to keep the ability to do what we love to do.
And I think that if, probably most people don't have Google alerts set for the word homeschooling. I do.
Yeah.
So I get 3 or 4 emails a day for different variations of the word homeschooling, homeschool, home education. And so I'm very aware that, not everyone in the media likes the freedom that we have. And
Right.
so, there's been a couple articles making the rounds just lately in the past couple weeks, people wanting additional regulations, background checks on homeschool parents. So these things will not go away. And so we live in a free state, one of the freest states in the country.
Yes.
But it doesn't mean that the challenges aren't there.
Right.
Because they're going to continue. They're going to continue to come at us. And so we have to remain vigilant.
Yeah. Yeah. And we do this podcast to provide you information, also to direct you to resources like IHE and the things that we can provide. And so we want to make sure that everybody knows all of those things exist. And even like HSLDA, I mean, things like that. It's like we want to provide you so that you are well equipped in this journey. Because we're
Right.
not in it alone. Like we've said, I said this on a couple of our episodes. Even when you're at home, whether you're with one child or 7 children, and you think, I am by myself, like I am alone in this, you're not. We are not alone in this. And we have to remember that we have people across the state, across the nation that are here just to cheer, I mean, just to lift us up and cheer us on.
Right. Absolutely.
I love that.
Well, I think that we just really wanted to celebrate with you guys
I
today.
know.
We didn't want to wrap up the season, take our little break without checking in and letting everybody know
Mhm.
why we're going to be off the air for a little bit. It's been a great celebration this year. It's been great having you as a part of the team. Cindy, it's been
Oh,
great bringing back the podcast. And so,
Yes.
just based on saying, hey, let's finally do it. We've been talking
I
about it
know.
for a long time. I had been talking
Let's
about
just,
it
we
for a
got
long
this.
time.
We got this. Yeah.
We got
And
this.
if you love podcasts and you're thinking, hey, I would love to volunteer on that team, we'll take you.
We'll take
We,
you.
we'll take you as a team member on the podcast team. So yeah, no, it's been great, Tara. And like, again, and I know you're cheering everybody else on, and I never tell you I'm going to do this because you won't let me, but you truly need to be cheered on also, because you, as the leader of this, and I told you this a year ago when I met you, I said, I have been through lots of volunteer organizations. I've run volunteer organizations. I honestly was so impressed from day one coming into this organization and how it was run, because I thought there is a staff of 50 somewhere making all of this happen and happen so well. And when I found out it was a half-time staff and you were doing it all, I was floored. And so you deserve major kudos for what you're doing and how you're leading this organization and how you have for over 10 years now. I mean, that's a fourth of our history. I mean, you've led this organization for a fourth of our history. And yeah, you just deserve like major credit and major kudos, and you're awesome. And if nobody knows Tara, you need to know Tara. So
Oh
I'm
my.
blessed to call you my friend. I am
Oh,
so blessed.
well, I'm so glad that you're with us. I don't love pats on the back, but I
I
will
know you don't.
I
That's why I
will
have to
take it
do
with
it.
love. I
And you
appreciate
cannot
it.
edit. I'm editing this one, so you cannot edit this out. So I'm editing this episode.
Well, and we have amazing people with us all over. So I'll turn some of that love around to all of them, to you as well. And just thank you everybody again for listening.
Thank
Check
you.
back with us, get caught up on past episodes, share them with your friends, and we will
We
be
love you all.
we'll be back
Yeah, we'll be back soon.